guys, CarefulCarping here, and this is episode 11. You join me here on a very windy morning session. The sun has just come up pretty much. I drove here in the pitch black, pulled up and the sun was just coming up, which is just nice. So I'm here for first light. Clocks went back on the weekend, so we get an extra bit of light in the morning. We just lost a lot in the afternoon. But it's 7:15 now. The rod's been in the water since 7, so not too long. I'm back down on the Syndicate lake just for a little bit. Been in the morning session before work, trying to make the most of it. I can tell you now we're not going to get disturbed by any anglers this morning. I'm going to pretty much have the lake to myself, which is awesome because EA have closed the lake. Now you can either click on the link down in my description after the video and it links you to the carp.com forum, which is where I put a thread up about this place, and you can either quickly listen now. But basically I was here last week and the camera broke on me again like it did in the last 24-hour session, so unfortunately I've got no footage of that and I only had 2 carp in 3 hours, so it's not too bad, we didn't miss much. But I've got the camera sorted and sorry the very windy and the body's all over the gaff. But yeah, got the camera sorted. But anyway, while I was down here last week I was talking to Claire, which is the daughter of the owner, who always comes around and collects tickets or check if you remember, etc, etc. And she told me that my membership isn't for renewal in April, and I wasn't going to be fishing here next year. And I asked why, and she goes, oh, the EA have been down and they've told her she's got to close the lake. It's because all the sturgeon that are in these couple of pools are illegally stocked, and she can either get rid of the sturgeon, or she can keep the sturgeon but only have them as ornamental fish, and then if you're going to keep them as ornamental fish nobody can fish the lake. So that's what they've opted to do. The EA handed her a 30-day notice to close the lake, which is for non-members. So if you wasn't a member of this place, you unfortunately can't fish it now. The gates are permanently locked and there's a notice on the door, gateway, which said if you remember, you can carry on fishing till April. You can't renew in April, which kind of shocked me a bit because I didn't think I'd be allowed to fish it. But apparently I'm allowed to fish it, so apparently I'll carry on fishing it and get my money's worth out of it. Because all lake's fishing hard, so I want to get a bit of an easier run to water through the winters and just give it a go, as I've never fished through winter before. I've never fished in November, and it's November the 2nd, so winter's pretty much kicking in. As I said, I had 2 carp last week. One was a little ghosty and another one was a slightly bigger mirror of about £5, which is only small but absolutely pretty nonetheless. It had all its winter colours on it. Now it's the orange, the golds and the bronzes and the orange. I've just said orange, oh well. But yeah, had a load of them, which is absolutely cracking. Lovely fish, and hopefully we'll grab some out for you today. So I'm up in the double swim, not down my usual corner, in the double swim. I've selected this because we've got an open area in the lake. We've got the whole lake to myself pretty much expected, and it's cold. The fish are going to be in the deep water, which I discovered on Tuesday because I put one rod on the plateau where I normally fish and the other one down in the deep, and the only rod I caught on was in the deep. And I put the plateau rod in the deep and the both side again liners, but nothing else developed before I got a torrential downpour and left. But yeah, so I fished there in April when I started fishing the place. It could have been March when I first started. Actually, yeah, it was March this year I started fishing, and I just liked the idea of fishing this double peg. And then I got to know it, got to know where the deep water is, where the shallow water is, and I've always picked up carp out of the shallow water, the deep water, sorry. But as the summer come in, couldn't catch it, and as soon as I moved down the bottom, I found the shallow bit of water. It was on happy days again, as you've seen. That's where I've only really been fishing. But the biggest fish I've had out of this lake is only £10, and I've had it from this peg in the margin line, which I might give it a dabble later. The reason completely died off. That's a nice common. That was caught. I've got both rods, solid PVA bags with 2 to 4mm pellets in and lunching meat on top. Well, on the herring, sorry. But after I recast, I'm going to have to put pellets on because I've stupidly left all my lunching meat in the fridge at home. So I'm going to have to fish with pellets after, which is another working bait as you've seen. But expect me to lose a few fish back in the gut. Now, the last couple of times I've also fished there, I've only had 1 fish trip, apart from last week where I had 2. So hopefully we can catch at least 1 today. I've probably fished here about a dozen times now. I haven't blanked. I mean, I've come close to having 1 carp as you've seen, but it's going to be another tough one today. Wind's on my back, really windy. You can see the camera standing shaking. You can see my umbrella going. That's going to go in a minute. I best tie that all up in a minute. Some trees around me. But yeah, I'll just quickly show you where my rods are. Sorry if you get dizzy, but here we go. Happy days. Right, here's a double swim. My landing mat and whatnot. I'm just sitting under the umbrella here, tackling stuff, receiver on the bench, as I can't see my rods. The rods are normally on here, but because the water level's really low, I can get onto the ground over here. which is better because I can just put my buzz bars in and not bother with the rock pod. So we can see the rods are here, pointing directly there. Now to my right I've got the whole span of the lake. As you know, that's where I normally fish, down in that corner, fishing around here. Well, I've got both rod tips under the water, keeping the line down as possible. Nice shout out to CarefulCarping Fennel. He's taught me how to fish slack lines a lot better. So I'm fishing slack lines, that's why the bobbins aren't attached, still sinking, always going to be sinking them lines. And that right arm rod's quite tight. Hang on a sec. For some reason, I don't know if you've seen that, but the line was very tight. Oh well, when nothing's letting off any line, there's a fish on the end of that, I'll be quite shocked. But nothing's bleeped, which is quite unusual. But anyway, yeah, slack lines on there, and flying back leads, etc. Anyway, the left hand rod is here in the channel bit, where it's meant to be here, and the right hand rod's over here in the deep. I've cast a bit too far, all the way over where it shouldn't have gone, but that's how it goes, you cast wrong sometimes. But yeah, anyway, I've waffled on for a whole 6 minutes, so you'll probably see me back next time when I've got a bit of an update with you, or if I've got a fish on the bank. Hopefully it'll be a fish before an update, but we can never be too sure. Anyway, I'm just going to quickly see what's going on with this right hand rod, since everything's tied up and it was on slack and there was a bend in the right end of the rod. But yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Right then guys, well I picked up the right hand rod after that, and it had a fish on the end of it. Nice, small mirror, only about £5 the biggest, maybe £6. I haven't weighed it, I haven't got the scales out yet, I've left it in the bag, silly me. I don't leave the fish on the water too long, so I'm just going to slip them back. Right then guys, second fish already. Nice little common, probably like £4 or £5. That was on the right hand rod again with the pellet. Didn't lose it, so I'm quite chuffed with that. It's only been out there about 10 minutes, so I'll go put it back and get the rod back out again. Alright then guys, fish number 3. Nice little mirror. Yet again, about £4. So it's going to slip back, it's a bit lively before it starts jumping everywhere. I'm going to cast the right hand rod back out and put the left rod out in the middle again. That's where all the fish seem to fin, so yeah, going well. Again on the pellet. These solid PVA bags are absolutely tearing it up. 3 fish now in an hour, so chuffed with that. So I'm going to recast the right rod out like I said, and get the left rod in and put that out in the middle into the deep water, because that's where I've had 3 fish from now. The rod's only going out for about 10-15 minutes and it's away, so carp are finding the pellet, getting the red down and hook. So chuffed. 4th carp of the session, and this is definitely a really pretty fish. It's like a koi and a ghost, linear. Not sure if you class it as a koi or a ghost, but here we are. Look at that beauty. Absolutely stunning. Nice linear. Really orange, as you can see. Now I'm going to say that's a koi, but it's got the features of a black face, which is also ghosty, so if you guys can let me know in the comment section down below what you think it is. I'm going to say it's a koi linear, which I've never seen before. And it's really nice to get one of these on camera. I've been wanting to get an orange koi on camera after that one I caught before and the camera battery died, so absolutely thrilled to catch this one. Get it back. Alright then guys, not bad. Just under 2 hours been here and I've had 4 carp now. That one was dead weird. The alarm kept bipping and lining, like it took all the slack up and then wouldn't go much, and I sat there behind the rod for a couple of minutes and the rod tip was just twitching every now and then. So I waited for a twitch a couple of times. Instead of letting the line bang, I banged up the fish. Soon the line went round as if I was quiver tipping really, which is quite fun, and pulled off, and I got a fish on, which is nice. So I had 4 carp now on there. I put the left hand rod pretty close to it, so I can have both rods get in the action, hopefully. Both rods are on pellet, slack lining into the middle, etc, etc, but it's really good to be fair. And I've had 4 carp, which is dead good for me anyway, because I don't normally do this while I'm here, especially this time of year when it's meant to slow down, so I'm enjoying it. I've just looked back at my footage and I think it's pretty crap, to be fair. The sunlighting's all wrong and it looks just dark. And I have a bad feeling we haven't picked up that koi very well. It's a really nice koi. So I've moved the camera around and aggressively seem to have better looking footage, so hopefully we'll catch a few more carp in the better lighting. So catch you in a bit. And then guys, action's pretty much died off now. It's been an hour since I've had any action on one of the rods. The right hand rod's back out where it should be since I've had that koi, and the left hand rod's out in the middle. been out there, my rod's probably been recast about half hour ago. The left hand rod's been there about an hour now. Both on the pellet. Seems to slow down, it's 5 to 10 now, so obviously the first morning feeding frenzy's kind of died off now, I guess. I'm still the only person on the lake, which is ace. No one here to cast over my lines, or no one here just to mess up my peaceful surrounding. It's a bit nippy now, it's got a bit of a chill in the air. When the wind dies off and the sun comes up a little bit, it's nice when the sun's out, but when the wind's up like now, it's a bit cold. But I'm full of layers and I'm happy enough to be here. I'm catching. Well, I've caught 4 out, so I'm chuffed, especially for this time of year when the fishing went to slack off anyway, and the last couple of sessions I've had here have been pretty terrible. So it's nice to be catching this morning, and the alarms go off a couple of times. Devastated about the first couple of fish that I caught, and the lighting, well, all the fish I caught and the lighting's naff. Hopefully I can shove it into the computer and do a bit of photo enhancing anyway. Hope for the best, but now I've got the camera in a better position with the lighting on it. It should be better, but devastated and messed up. But hey, live and learn, eh? That's what happens. Yeah, other than that, just like wind going across me, but it's not too much of an issue because I can get to every part of the lake wherever the wind is. The wind's blowing onto my baits anyway, so it's always good. I haven't actually seen any fish jumping really. No bubbling like it normally is, so they are down the bottom I think, and they're doing nothing, just been a bit lethargic really. It's going to be a bit awkward when trying to fish for, but that's life, isn't it? It's November anyway, it's freezing. Well, it's not freezing, but it's getting colder and colder in the mornings. I've never fished this late on in the year, as I've only really been carp fishing this year. So it's nice to get my head down in the winter and still get out fishing. And I hope to be going through till Christmas and then start a new year. I mean, when it gets ridiculous and the lakes start freezing over and snow on the ground, I won't be driving distances to get to lakes. It's just ridiculously dangerous, but I'm going to be out on the lake as much as possible, making these videos for you guys and getting better and better at carp fishing really, as the aim is. Ticket up on here anyway in April for me, unless I stay otherwise. But it's been a nice lake to fish anyway this year, I can say that for a start. Enjoyed myself, caught some fish out of here, caught a lot of fish, kois, gommons, sturgeons, ghosts, all sorts. Just never got one of them grass. Never caught the big sturgeon that's in here so far. Never caught one of the bigger carp. A few mid-tide doubles, and I reckon there's a 20 in here which would be lovely to catch, but still can't find it. And I haven't seen it jump or roll fish that big, so whether they're in here, it's another story. I've only ever witnessed big fish, well, fish up to 11 pound out of here, so she states bigger fish come out, but if they do, I've never been here to see it. But it's been a nice lake nonetheless. Shame it's closed, but moving on to bigger and better things next year, aren't we? So next year will be a good year, I expect. But yeah, anyway, so I'm going to get back to reading my magazine, get a bit to drink, and hopefully we'll have a fish on the bank pretty soon. Catch you in a bit. Well guys, the left hand rod's finally screened off, and this is the reason the lake's closing. Absolutely bony little thing, probably only about a pound, but absolutely screened off. I didn't know what it was, little flooding, and then got to the net and this little sturgeon. Well, second sturgeon I've ever caught, only small again, but it's nice to get one for the video camera. So it's going to slip them back now. So, it's always nice to get a surprise catch. I've recast both rods. That rod was probably recast about 20 minutes ago, and I was having a little scan around thinking the left hand rod's just, well, the right hand rod gave a couple of blips. I looked at it, that's it, and the left hand rod's just gone off its ram. There you go, there's my alarm impression. But yeah, the alarm's just gone off, and it's caught it straight down the channel bit, and I've had it under control. I thought, oh, what's this like? And I lifted it up and this little white snout pops out. I thought, bloody hell, it's another sturgeon. So quickly in the net, chuffed with that. Second sturgeon I've had out of here this year, probably the same one to be fair. Don't know how many are in here that size. I know there's only one, maybe two, that's 7 or 8 pound. That's nowhere near. But they are weird things, man. They're dead bony and spiny, like quite weird to touch. But hey ho, it's gone back in the lake now, safe and sound, and hooked itself for me in the net. That's the first rod, the fish that's come on the left hand rod. So 5 fish today, chuffed. Well then guys, just literally started retying the PVA bag on the left hand rod, and the right rod's gone into action. So here we are, nice little ghosty. The orange in that tail, that's the true winter colours coming out in these carp now. Absolutely smashing. guys. Very windy, sorry if you can't hear me, but part number 6. A little mirror, a 4 pound probably again, on a bigger upper single that coming out of play today yet, but I'm having fun catching these lows. That is a right little pump belly on that one, and it took give me quite a nice fight, so I'm sleeping back and recast the rod again. Only got about half hour fishing before we're going to pack up and get to work, so make the most of this last half hour, eh? Right then guys, it's now 1:10 past 1 and I've got to be at work at 2 o'clock, so hopefully work's only 10 minutes away from here, so it's not allowed to get to a drive, so I'm going to start packing up in a minute. I must say the conditions for me haven't been great today. I've been rather uncomfortable with all the strong wind. You can see the umbrella waving all over the place earlier. It's now taken down. Thank God we haven't had no rain, but fishing conditions have been great. The sun's been covered by the cloud most today. We can show you what the clouds are like. All dark, dull and grey. So it's been lovely all day like that. The sun's shining through a little bit now, but oh well, it's not a problem. The wind's been chopping to the right hand corner, right where we fish, right to our feet. So my riding rod's pretty much directly in front of there, but say 2 pegs back up into the deeper water. So that's where most of the fish, well, 6 carp, I think it's been 6 carp out of there, and then the sturgeon out of the left hand rod. I'm sure that's the only fish I had on the left hand rod. I'm thinking about that sturgeon, and when I last caught it, I was actually fishing this peg, and my rod was where I actually got the left hand rod. So if I had the same 2 sturgeon, could have been the same one, I don't know, hard to tell. And I'm exactly pretty much the same spot, give or take a couple of metres. It's been over in that direction, that line, and that pretty much that length. And that's exactly where I put it. It shot me because it was in the deep open water when I first had it, but it hasn't shot me. I've caught it again though. And the swim that's right by the car park entrance, I've seen the sturgeon come out of there as well, but that was caught by some bloke on a pole pretty close in. But that's on the other side of the lake already. That's the only other time I've seen a sturgeon come out. And they've only been the small 3 small ones. See the big one, but that'd be a right horrible thing to hold as it's really bony and spiny, but it's got any flesh in it because it's bigger, I don't know. But yeah, I've had a really enjoyable day. 3 mirrors, common, koi and the ghost, lovely fish. Hopefully that koi comes out very well in the picture. I'll try and enhance it if I can't get the video any good, but oh well, could have cocked up. It's fished really well. I can't believe how well I've fished it, and I've had them all on 8mm pellet apart from the first carp out, which was on the meat, and then realised I haven't got any meat on me. I haven't lost a fish, so I've had 6 runs, solid runs, and 6 solid lands. I haven't lost a fish while playing, which I'm chuffed about. As episode 3, 4, or even 5 maybe, I think it's 3 or 4 fishing pellet, lost pretty much all of them on pellet, but one of them I've lost there, and I'm absolutely ecstatic with that. So when am I going to be next out fishing? I don't know. Clock's getting dark at 5 and I'm on afternoons next week, so I'll see what I can do next week. See if I can get down here, finish a couple of hours early from work and get down here. It's going to be cracking. Anyway, I'm going to shoot off to work, so I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I've enjoyed fishing it. It hasn't been the most ideal conditions for me to sit in, but fishing's been fantastic. Lake to yourself, what more can you ask for? Peace, quiet, tranquility. Got birds twittering in the background. It's just been incredible. Shame I couldn't get a take on the camera, but the camera battery started running low, so I wanted to save it for any fish, which I did. Save the battery full for that last fish I had, but oh well. Can't always get the runs on camera, but when I get the new battery, I'll be filming the runs hopefully. So I'll see you when I do next. So take care guys, tight lines, stay safe.